Anybody from the public wishing to speak about this item, if so, step up to the podium, give us your name and address, and let us know what you'd like to hear. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Lois Byron. My family and I reside at 1640 Concord Lane. And for identification purposes, my side yard faces River Shores Chiropractic that's now being developed. And so I am on the western edge of this development site. I'd like to thank Mark Petrowitz, Jim Renke from the Department of Development for all their help and assistance and her information they provided. Troy Meleza from Kwik for his listening and taking things back to Leah Gerlin, and Seth Waddell for the engineering department at Kwik who attended the second of our 2 neighborhood meetings. I'd especially like to thank Virginia. Yeah, she was a clerk at the Department of Development. And when I first contacted them about rumors about Kwik, I said, well, just, she says, well, it's all up in the air, nothing's been determined. And I said, well, then I guess I'll just wait to see what I see on the West Bend News or Facebook or the Washington County Insider. And she says, oh, no, honey, you don't want to do that. She said, what you need to do is go on the City of West Bend site to do Department of Development, and they will keep you apprised of things as it gets developed. And if you have any trouble, just give me a call back. She says, I'll walk you through it. Well, a couple weeks later, lo and behold, there's something in there about a site plan. And then I called again and said, could I get a hard copy of the site plan for my own use? And Virginia said, oh, sure, come on in. So I go bring into the Department of Development with my little 3-year-old grandson, and Virginia hands me the copy, and she says, oh, I'm sure you're gonna have questions from Mark, come on back. I then spent the next half an hour with Mark and with Jim in their offices, and they laid out the entire plans, and that's when I first realized that it's not just Kwik that's coming in, that there's going to be Kwik and potentially 2 or more businesses, that the entire site is going to be raised anywhere from 4 to 9 feet, putting it more at our eye level of our backyards, and that, oh, by the way, the 18th Avenue entrance is, we are going to remove your 50-foot tall line of evergreen trees and put that side 18th Avenue entrance 20 feet off our back property lines. I then went back to our neighbors, and between another neighbor and I, Linda, we contacted various neighbors and businesses, informing them of the full scope of the development. Eventually that led into having the meetings with the Kwik Trip. In the meantime, Department of Development had shared our concerns with Kwik Trip, and they had changed that 18th Avenue entrance that will still be 20 feet off of River Shores property, but just before it hits my property, it will start to veer away to come in on the side there, and so by the time it reaches my neighbors, it'll be 60 feet, 60-some feet, I believe, off our back property lines, which we were definitely encouraged to hear. One thing that came out of our meetings with various neighbors and with Kwik Trip is the ongoing concern about traffic, and Jim did say that this is something that they will be continuing to watch. When I tried going through the traffic report, which is almost 300 pages long, I did hit on a couple things, that they had 2 alternatives at one point. There was going to be a Kwik Trip with a retail and a senior living center, and just going by peak travel to peak times, morning and evening, that they would anticipate with that alternative 1 that there would be a 75% increase in traffic coming into that area. On the alternative 2, which is Kwik Trip and a fast food and a sit-down restaurant, that number for midday or for typical day peak traffic would be 118% increase. That's given over with not knowing what's going to go in that additional 4 acres. That was done prior to River Shores Chiropractor coming in on 18th Avenue, who then reported at one of our neighborhood meetings that her business will now have 100 to 150 cars a day coming in to the chiropractic office, which is going to certainly impact on the traffic. I guess one thing that I'd like you gentlemen to keep in mind is that when this is approved this evening, the site development will all be done and will all be approved this evening. So chances are that any business that comes into the 4 acres will not have to come back before you. And that in turn would mean there will not be public input as far as what's going in there. We spoke, of course, to Department of Development and to Kwik Trip, to Troy with our concerns, because Kwik Trip is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation. We'll no longer have holidays with no noise back there. We will no longer have things quieting down after 9 o'clock at night. And then when you factor in the additional development that's going to be back there, there's a lot of concerns that the Highway 33 from 15th Avenue to 18th Avenue is going to be developed now with Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts coming in. There's other businesses that are going to be selling, and so there'll be future development in that little area right there is going to be another Paradise Drive congestion. That is our concern. I guess I'm asking you to please keep in mind that this will directly impact the enjoyment that we have, that myself and River Shores and the 4 other neighborhoods that directly behind this will impact our quality of enjoying our private backyards. We understand its development, we accept Kwik Trip, and we appreciate the accommodations Kwik Trips are making with us, but we still are concerned with a number of things. Thank you.